Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth as well as Evan. I'm kind of a mess today because I didn't sleep as much as I probably should have, because I watched the new Deadpool and I loved it, but I won't spoil it or anything. I just wanted to share this poem that I just wrote today that embodies like how I'm feeling right now as far as like my trust issues that I personally just feel like keep getting worse, and it's things I need to work on within myself while I'm working on growth this year for myself. It's just how I've learned to turn those trust issues into something positive about my growth. I just wanted to share this poem that I wrote called Empathy for a Killer. I feel the rain like a melodramatic symphony, exaggerated rhythms that ignite all of my sympathy. I never thought the lingering bruises of her vengeful slap would lead my soul to weep into a somber as tears fall to my lap. I found ways of seeing how she killed with lack of regret, as a way for my heart to question each step of her tragic descent. Trauma from the traumatized, a tragic love for those demon eyes, to fall so deep within her painful tragedy until it turned my sympathy into empathy. To feel the rain's syncopated rhythm as it's washing me, as the act of its cleansing creates my own symphony, a symphony of love, but this time for myself, as I dust off the instruments that I kept on my shelf. She played with my heart like a dusty violin, and I let her keep it as she found pleasure in her sin. But I also learned to see her reasons as my own heart began to mend, finding sins of my own that brought me pleasure to partake, to make my heart more numb to each love I would forsake. I felt empathy for a killer, an altruistic at first, but vicious little love stealer. Meeting a quite predictable demise, as I finally found enough strength to rise. Empathy was my weakness, but would later be my strength, to learn to see the beauty in the worst of a soul's endless abyss. Each of us do have an angel of darkness, but we seek to keep the angel of light as our sharpest. A dark passenger that we each choose to bury or embrace. Why should we hate our darkness and choose to only see with eyes of disgrace? Is it because we fear that our darkness is laced with a selfish defense for each of the trials we've faced? Just putting ourselves first when our world's turning black can lead us to a dark line between shutting off our empathy or justification for what we may lack. But if every good intention just leads us to hell, then may we burn on forever with agonizing grace, as the darkened heart from a beautiful witch hath cast its treacherous spell, and we hope to find some glorious beauty in the steady growth of each and every ne'er-do-well. So grow in your darkness as well as in your light, and find compassion for those who hurt you in spite, because we could all become killers as we drown in our own bloody rain. I just chose to have empathy for my killers, because we will all have misguided pain. Yeah, I just really wanted to share that. It's a little darker than some of mine sometimes. I really like writing from like a darker perspective sometimes, because a lot of people see me as this optimistic person, but honestly, everyone has a lot of darkness in us, and I do too, and I just like to express that side a lot more often, because I feel like that's part of my growth of loving myself more, is loving my darkness and my light. So hope y'all enjoyed this poem I shared, and I hope y'all have a super amazing, awesome, fantastic, fantabulous, fun-filled, amazing, great rest of your day, and watch Deadpool if you haven't. It's amazing. So bye. Thanks for listening.